team, I hope you're all well. Today we are starting a new video. I am going to be doing a 24-hour timer challenge, which is something that I actually need to figure out how I'm going to do that this time around. Usually I use my iPad for the timer, but Andy's been using it to watch The Walking Dead when he gets home from work in bed. So I'm going to have to figure out where else to put my timer. I may just have to do it on my phone, which is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour timer challenge. And for this round, I'm actually doing a themed video. So, it is my F1 readathon, which is my patron readathon that I do monthly with my patrons. 24 to 48 hour readathon, depending on how long they want to do it. I do mine over 2 days because I do 12 hours today, 12 hours tomorrow, which I'm already running behind on, but it is what it is. I slept terribly last night, so we're a little bit delayed today. But the theme is, can you guess? You've already seen the thumbnail and the title. It's Long Live Cowboys. We are going to be reading cowboy romances this week. Me. I'm going to be reading cowboy romances this week, and I'm very excited. I did only own 2 of these originally. The other 2 I was going to do on Kindle Unlimited. However, one of them was incredibly cheap on Amazon, actually, when I was having a quick butcher's the other day. So that one in question is Swift and Saddled by Lassoed. I have read Done and Dusted a long time ago, probably when it first came out. I don't know when that was, but probably when it first came out. And I liked it. I think I gave it 3 stars. I didn't love it, I will say, but I liked it. It was fine. So I'm hoping, I believe that this is like the favourite out of the quartet. I believe that this is the favourite. And the last one, Wild and Wrangled, has just come out. I think that's the last one anyway. So looking forward to reading this one. Not sure on the synopsis. When I'm picking them up, I will let you know what the synopsis is. I'm also going to be reading Off to the Races by Elsie Silver, which is the first in a new series from her. And this is the Gold Rush Ranch series, another quartet, and I do own them all. So it will be nice to read this one. Oh my God, is the main character in here called Billy? I love the name Billy for a girl. Like, if I do ever have children, which I don't think I will, but if I do ever have children and I have a girl, I want to call her Billy. It's just such a cute name. I love it. Sorry, I got distracted. Anyway, Off to the Races by Elsie Silver is the 3rd series from her. Actually, it's the 2nd series from her, but it'll be the 3rd series that I'm reading from her, and it is a complete series. So again, if I enjoy this, I can binge the rest of them. Then I am also reading Bourbon and Lies by... I actually don't know the author of this one. My apologies. I don't own it. That's why. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. I'd want to own it because the illustrator is incredible and does phenomenal things, and I'm obsessed. So I want to own all the books that she does because I love the covers of them. She's done a copy of she's done a copy of Wolf by Paisley Hope, and I'm obsessed with it. I own a physical copy of that one. And then she's done the Firefighter series that Sloan St. James and Paisley Hope and the other author, whose name I can never remember, which is terrible, my apologies. She's done covers for those as well. But she's done a cover for this one, and it's stunning, and I'm obsessed. So I'm reading that one. That is my Kindle Unlimited prompt for the month. And then the last one that I will be reading is Riding the High by Paisley Hope herself, which is book 3 in the Silver Pines series. So I'm very excited about this one. I cannot wait. The date on this says the 8th of May. I think they brought it forward to like the 22nd or 24th of April, because the date here says the 8th of May, and I had it down as the 8th of May as well. So I think they've brought the date forward. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a mad rush now to get through this. But I'm very excited to read it. I did start it and then had to put it down because then my arc of Sin With Me came in, and the synopsis for both of those were very similar. So I am currently 39 pages into this, and I will just continue on from where I'm up to because I remember exactly what happened with this. So yeah, Riding the High, book 3, in the Silver Pine series. Book 3 in the Silver Pine series. It's because she's now promoting book 4 because this is about to come out. So yeah, very excited about all of these. I don't know if I will maybe end up needing something else. I don't know what will happen here, but the thing that could end up slowing me down is this, because it is a physical read, because I've got it on my Kindle as well, which will speed me up a little bit quicker than reading this physically, but we'll see. I may end up needing to slot something else in. If I do, I don't know what that's going to be. I will have to try and find a shorty, patooty cowboy romance. We'll see. But maybe I read another one of these, because these are usually pretty quick, but we'll see. I do still have Wild Side by Elsie Silver that I could maybe pick up, but I've already got an Elsie Silver on here. I would like to pick another author maybe. So I'll have a butcher's, but we'll see what happens. So I actually think what I'm going to do today is potentially do Riding the High. I am quite tired, so this could be a mistake. My aim was to do this today and then one of the others, or at least start the audio of one of the others and get a good chunk into it. But to try and get through the whole of this today so that it's done, because these are all cowboy romances and I don't want to get confused with them. So I don't want to be dipping in and out of this and an audio, this and an audio, because I will get confused, because they'll obviously be very similar stories. So my goal was to just try and plow my way through the whole of this today and then do an audio later on in the day. But I am so tired because I slept so badly last night, so I don't know if that's going to work out or not. But I will tell you the synopsis of this, because that is still my aim. And then when if I decide to move on to something else instead, I will let you know. So this one is following Cole Ashby and also Ginger Danforth, and these two have been friends for a really long time. It's friends to lovers, but Ginger is Cece's best friend. Cece is Cole's little sister. So when Cole Ashby is appointed Laurel Creek's interim chief, I did it again. I did this last time I read this out. Sheriff. He is determined to prove himself as the best man for the job, a devoted single dad. His goal is to lay steady roots for his young daughter. The daughter of a Kentucky congressman, Ginger Danforth's life has always been about neat appearances, but inside she's dying to break free and embrace the sense of adventure that runs through her veins. During a wild weekend in Vegas, Ginger and Cole play a game of truth or dare, and after a few too many drinks find themselves hitched in a neon-lit chapel with no quick way out. They strike a deal. Stay secretly married until Ginger's father is re-elected and Cole lands the sheriff job permanently. But as the pair are forced to spend an increasing amount of time in each other's company, sparks fly and their accidental marriage starts to feel dangerously real until they forget they were pretending at all. Straight away, actually, for the last two books, I've been very excited about Ginger and Cole's story. And if I remember correctly from this, I did remember where I was up to, but I have forgotten a little bit. I may need to go back one chapter, but I'm fairly certain that they've already maybe gotten married. I can't actually remember. Shit. I may have to go back or start again. We'll see, but I'm very excited about this one. On the back it says cowboy romance, secret friends to lovers, best friend's brother, single dad, accidental secret marriage, forced proximity, reformed playboy, secret pining, he falls hard. Even the books are excited. So yeah, I am going to start off with this. When I pick up an audio, I'll let you know which one I'm going to go for, but I am going to start off with this. But while I have you here, before we move on with the rest of today's video, I do just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, who are serious readers. I am obsessed with this light. You may have heard me mention it just once or twice on occasion, and I'm obsessed. I use this on the regular. Jade was actually using it while she was here last week, but I use this on the regular, especially on days like today. It's quite dull outside today and it is a little bit of a miserable rainy day. Perfect reading weather though. So I do like to sit in this chair and pop my serious light on and get some reading done, and it's absolutely perfect. It's great for helping me with eye strain and therefore headaches, because I am a headache and migraine sufferer, and it's great for helping me out with that. It does have daylight wavelength technology, which replicates the daylight as closely as possible, so it's perfect for things like that. And they come in different styles as well. You can get a table lamp, you can get the standing lamp like I have, and it's very flexible. You can move it all around. You can, point it straight at you. You can point it elsewhere. You can brighten. I always do this, but I never know whether it shows on camera properly, but you can brighten the radius of where the light will go. You can brighten and dull the light. It's very flexible, a very fantastic light, and I cannot recommend it enough. So if you would like to get your hands on one of these, I actually have a discount code for you, and it is Steph, and it will get you £150 off one of these lights, as well as free UK shipping, which is great. I always love free UK shipping. It's always a great incentive. So if you were interested, have a look-see in the description box down below. I'll leave a link to Serious Readers in the description box down below, along with my discount code Steph, which will get you £150 off and free UK shipping. Go and check them out if you are interested in doing so. Again, I cannot recommend this light enough. Like, I genuinely love it. And I love working with Serious Readers. So thank you to them for working with me again. I truly appreciate it. And now we will go on with the Cowboys.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart starts beating when my head...
Can someone please explain this to me? Why is it always so hot when a guy spins his cap round? I don't get it. He points a finger at me, then turns his hat backwards, leaning back on his stool. Every single time. It gets me every single time. Why is that so hot? Anyone else? I'm currently 26% into riding the high, and it's 9:30. I'm going to read until about 10:15. I've got sprint starting at 10:30 with Jade, so I will need to get myself set up, but I've got myself a cute little cowboy ambience on, and I'm just hoping you can't hear it so I don't get flagged for it. And I'm going to continue reading this, but I'm having a great time. I did go back one chapter just to refresh my memory of where I was up to. They haven't yet done the whole marriage thing in Vegas. I absolutely getting myself confused with Sin With Me, because I think that was a Vegas marriage, drunken accidental marriage as well, which is the reason why I had to put this one down, when that came in, because they were literally the same plot. Just different. So yeah, I just needed to come on and ask if the whole turning his hat backwards thing did it for anyone else. Every single time. Hello. My mic was struggling to connect, and now I've just realised why there's only 10% battery left in it. I need to put this on charge. It is currently 23 minutes past 10. My sprints start in just over 5 minutes, and I wanted to give you a quick update on this. I am currently 118 pages in, so I have made some reasonable progress. I was on page like 38. I went back a chapter. So I've made some decent progress, and the timer is saying 22 hours left. So 2 hours in, and I've made some decent progress. It's going to take me quite a good chunk of today to get through this, I think, especially with starting with Patreon sprints. Maybe starting with this wasn't a good shout, and I should have done it. Actually, I'm doing sprints tomorrow as well, so it makes no difference. But maybe I will only get through this today and make some progress in something else, but we'll see. But I'm really loving this. I just love Ginger and Cole. I've loved their vibes since book one. So I'm obsessed with finally getting their story, and I'm just having the best time. They have now had the accidental marriage, realised that they can't annul it for reasons, and because of Cole becoming sheriff and her dad wanting to become whatever it is, congressman, whatever it is that he wants to do, they've realised that they need to kind of work together now to kind of make this work for a period of time until both of these things have happened, and then they can go their separate ways and get a divorce. And I'm just really excited to see how this is going to go. I'm loving them. I actually started putting tabs in this book because there were things that were happening and I was like, I'm just obsessed. He did the flipping the cap thing backwards again as well. Oh, I just love it. I love it. And I think I'm going to have a great time during this reading vlog. I think it's going to give me all of the vibes and I'm very excited. A little bit nervous that I am reading these obviously back to back because I do get confused sometimes. Like, because the vibes of the Silver Pines series are very similar to the Chestnut Springs series, even with like the grandparents and the parents and stuff and the way that they stick their nose in and things like that and the sibling love and things, the vibes are very, very similar, and that's probably why I enjoy them so much. But sometimes I do get a little bit confused. So I'm nervous. I think that the other books that I have picked are a little bit different. Like, they are all cowboy romances, but maybe we won't have the family element too heavily like we do in the Silver Pines and Chestnut Springs series. I don't know what Elsie Silver's other series is going to be like, but I don't know, maybe it will be a bit different. And I think Bourbon and Lies is actually not as much of a cowboy romance as it is a small town romance. I think there is some like farming side of things going on, but I just don't know how heavy it is on the cowboy romance. I'm fairly certain somebody's told me that it's not as heavy on the cowboy side of things as it is on the small town side of things, which is fine by me. I don't mind that. So yeah, I'm gonna get myself ready for sprinty sprints. They start in 2 minutes 40 seconds, so I'm gonna go. I just wanted to give you an update, let you know how far I'm getting through this. It's going well. I think I'm going to have to put my Kindle on charge at some point though, as well as this, so should probably go and do those things. Okay, editing Steph here to give you a full update on Riding the High, because I'm partway through editing this now and this camera shut down for some reason during my update for this and just deleted the first part in which I gave you my full review and then gave me the second part, and I've just been very confused while editing. So I'm here to give you my update on this. So Riding the High by Paisley Hope, I absolutely love this. I'm just going to leave a picture up here because I can't bother to hold it. I just love Ginger and Cole as a whole. I'm a poet and I didn't know it, and I have been invested in their book since book one. I can't remember if I've already mentioned this. I've literally just edited the clips. Can't remember if I've mentioned it or not previously, but been invested in their relationship since book one. Like, this book was 5 stars while I was reading Holding the Reins. I didn't have a title for it or anything. I just knew that Ginger and Cole's story was going to be 5 stars, so that's what I've rated it. But I just loved it. I loved the communication between these two. I love the banter that they had, but I also love that we got to see a very, very vulnerable side to both of them, but more so with Ginger, because she always comes off as very confident and very sure of herself, and she knows exactly what she wants and she knows how to get it. And we get to see a very soft, vulnerable side of her in this book, because the banter that she's been having with Cole so far has been very flantery, flirty banter, but it's always been a case of winding him up. So the moment that it seems like he actually is interested or this could go somewhere, she then kind of doesn't shut down entirely, but changes the way that she is with him, because she doesn't want to ruin the friendship that they've got. And it was very reminiscent of me and Andy. So I did see a lot of my relationship in this book with Cole and Ginger. Myself and Andy were best friends for 10 years before it moved on to something less platonic, and that was for the most part because he didn't want to ruin what we had. We'd built an incredible friendship up to the point that we were literally each other's ride or dies, and he didn't want to ruin that. He didn't want to run the risk of losing it. But I think had we done something sooner, become something more sooner, back when I wanted to, which was when we first became friends, I think we'd have ruined it. So I'm glad we waited, because we now know each other inside out. We know how the other ticks. We know how, we know each other so well that we just make it work. So it was so nice. This is why I love Friends to Lovers, because it's so nice to kind of see some of our relationship in these characters. So yeah, I kind of liked the vulnerable side of Ginger. She's always so hard-headed and knows exactly how to get what she wants, that it was kind of nice to see a vulnerable side to her and see her open up massively in a different way than I was expecting. And then Cole as well, being able to see Ginger, see through his eyes, Ginger getting on with his kid, and just, it was just such a beautiful, flourishing relationship, and I just loved it. It was fantastic. So yeah, I did give this one 5 stars. Paisley Hope is one of my new favourite authors for sure. This is the 4th book I've read from her that's gotten 5 stars. It's the 4th book I've read from her, full stop. They've all gotten 5 stars. So I haven't yet read Protect, and I do want to do so now that the audiobook's out as well. I'm definitely going to do the audiobook on that one. And then obviously book 4 in this series will be coming out later on this year at some point. So I anticipate they will continue getting 5 stars, that's for sure. But yeah, she's definitely a new favourite author for me. I absolutely adore her writing style, and she has not yet let me down yet. So, oh, and the rest of the Wolf series will be continuing to come out as well. Also, congratulations to Paisley Hope for being picked up by Evermore for the Wolf series. She recently announced it, and I'm very, very proud for her. So, yeah, 5 stars for that one. So, at this point, I was moving on to Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. So let me just, while we're here for consistency, to let you know what I was doing next in the clip. This is so weird. It's because I've told you that it's editing me that's coming in to let you know what's happening. So for consistency, let me tell you the synopsis for Off to the Races. And then the next clip will go on to what happened next. Keeping things professional with my employees have never been an issue until she waltzes onto my property. Billy is talented. She's mouthy and so damn tempting. I can't stop thinking about all the ways I can take her down a peg. Can't stop thinking about her, period. We clash from the moment we met, and in a small town on an even smaller farm, it's hard to keep your distance. It's even harder to keep that friction from turning to fire. But keeping my distance, that might be the biggest struggle of all, because Billy is the whole package. Whip smart, with a body I fantasize about when I'm alone, and quite possibly the only woman who can save this business and me. She drives me crazy in every sense of the word. Every smart mouth little comment, every game we play, I end up wanting more, wanting her closer, with me, under me. I try not to let her get to me, but the more time we spend together, the more I crave her. Her lips, her trust, her heart, I want it all. But at what cost? Because suddenly I don't just want to win races, I want to win the girl. Very cute. This is Elsie's debut novel. So that should be interesting to go back to the debut novel and see how that goes. But yeah, let's continue on with the video. Good morning, it is Tuesday, it's 7:50, I'm getting another late start, so I am very behind on this challenge. We've still got 15 hours and 41 minutes left on the clock. I didn't make much progress yesterday at all with Off to the Races. I did make a start on this, and I made it to page 39 before Andy got home, which is the middle of a chapter. I think I'm actually going to put this down. This is Elsie Silver's debut novel. A lot of people think it's flawless, but it's not. It's this. This series came before the Chestnut Spring series. It's just that one's way more popular. And there's a reason why. This is her debut novel, and you can tell, for someone who is quite well versed in Elsie Silver, I've read all of the Chestnut Springs, I've read the first 2 books in the Wild series as well. You can tell the writing isn't fantastic. Vaughn is not giving me anything other than the fact that he's a dick, and I know I'm only 39 pages in, but I am in no way, shape or form shipping him and Billy. So I think the audio isn't helping me. And I think what I'm going to do is soft DNF this for now. I'm going to put it back on my shelves, and I think I will come back round to it another time, but on my Kindle, because I think physically reading this will be better than listening to the audiobook. Book 2 may be fine on audio. The rating for this one is like a 3.6 something on Goodreads. The rest of them are all above 4. So clearly the series gets better after book 1, which is great news. But for this one, And I don't just want to skip it, I do want to read it, or at least attempt to read it properly. And I could try and fly through this today. It's 3 hours and 10 minutes left on audio, but I want to be enjoying myself, and I'm just not. And I don't think I'm going to with the audio for this. The narrator for the male main character is just not doing it. So I think this may be a comeback round 2 in the future on my Kindle. So I am going to soft DNF this one for now and put this back on my shelves. And what I am going to do is pick up Swift and Saddled, because this one is a very short one. I think the audiobook in total is less than 8 hours, so it won't take me long at all to get through this one. So I'm going to pick up this one. I'm hoping that I can finish this before sprints start at 11. I could be pushing my luck, but I'm hoping that that's the case. And then I will go on to Bourbon and Lies. And then I will end up leaning into tomorrow. But then I have downloaded... I've got another cowboy romance on my Kindle, but that's another physical read, and we saw how long it took me yesterday to get through Riding the High. I am very clearly a very slow physical reader, but I have downloaded another newer cowboy romance, so I may pick that one up, but I don't want to tell you about it yet until I know how long is left on the timer, because I will need to fit the book into what's left on the timer. So it is a more shorty patooty one, a bit like this one. It's like under 300 pages, I think, which this one is just... Oh no, that's the Lassoed. Yeah, this one's 285. So it's a little bit like around that figure, whereas I might need something a little bit bigger.
That's what she said.
Maybe. So I may need to look for something a little bit bigger. I'll let you know, though, towards the end of the vlog what else I'm deciding to pick up. So this one, after the disaster that was her marriage, Ada has clawed her way up from rock bottom, and now her fledgling interior design business has landed a career-making project at the Rebel Blue Ranch in Wyoming. On her first night in Meadowlark, Ada finds herself in a dive bar, unable to shake the eyes of a handsome cowboy. He leaves her with the kind of kiss that most people can only fantasize about, and she almost regrets that they'll never meet again. Little does she know. Western Ryder is a happy guy, even happier now that the mystery woman from the bar is interior designer on his project. It's too bad she wants absolutely nothing to do with him outside of work. As walls come down around Rebel Blue Ranch, Ada's stay firmly in place. Can they make it through this project without giving in to their intense chemistry? Or will they put their dreams on the line for a chance at love? This sounds great. I did read the first one. I think I gave it 3 or 3.5 stars. I didn't love it. So I'm hoping that I've then put this series on hold, because I was like, oh, I just don't think it's a series for me. But I've heard incredible things. So I'm excited about this one. I think this is like the general favourite. The general public's favourite in the series. The ratings between the 4 of them, this is definitely the favourite one on Goodreads. So yeah, I think what I love about cowboy romances, I've noticed, is that the names tend to be the same. Western, I've read this name in multiple cowboy romances. You know, maybe Ethan. Who did we have yesterday with Riding the High? We had Cole. That's definitely a popular one. And I think that's another thing that's kind of putting me off to the races a little bit, is that his name's Vaughn. It's not that cowboys have specific names, but it's not really giving cowboy, is it? It's giving businessman. And I think that's another thing as well. Although it is set on a ranch, he's actually taken it over because his grandfather's passed away, and he's taken it over because it doesn't want it to go to the dogs. So he is, in fact, actually a businessman and not a cowboy. So again, I don't know. I'm glad I've made that decision. I feel like it's the right decision, but we're going to do Swift and Saddled, and then we'll go on to Bourbon and Lies. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I love these covers. So I may, if I love this and I continue on with the series, I may end up buying Done and Dusted again and trying that one again. Maybe I was having an off day, I don't know. Elsie's commented on this with, "This is a read of the year for me." And BK Borison, tender, swoon-worthy and achingly romantic. I love both Elsie and BK Borison, so that's good news. So, we better get on with it, shall we? Okay, it's not been long. It's 8:42. There's still 15 hours, 13 minutes left on my timer. But I just wanted to come and give you a very quick update on this. This was a great shout. And I can see why it's potentially the favourite, especially if people have been listening to the audiobook. Teddy Hamilton. Everyone give him a round of applause, please. Teddy is the narrator Teddy is the narrator for our male main character, Wes, who is a cowboy, and he is the son of Amos, Daddy Ryder, who runs Rebel Blue Ranch. Now, Wes has employed Ada to renovate the ranch, and she ends up going to Devil's Blue, a bar. The arse end nowhere. The first night that she turns up in town to try and grab some food and some good Wi-Fi to get some work done. Turns out they have good Wi-Fi, no food. But she meets Brooks, who is the bar owner, who is the male main character in book 1, and ends up with Emmy, who is Wes's sister. So I'm glad I know the connection now to book 1, which is good, because I don't really remember book 1 at all. As I say, I didn't love it. This one I'm enjoying a lot more already. I do think that I will go back and reread book 1 at some point, so that I can, maybe I was just having an off day, or maybe I didn't really enjoy it. Sometimes it happens, These things happen. I'm already loving this. Ada is fantastic. I think she's really funny. She's obviously going through this, well, not divorce. Is she going through the divorce? Or has the divorce happened? She's still reeling from the failed marriage, and she's quite impulsive, and which is how she ended up kissing a random cowboy in a random bar in the arse end of nowhere, Wyoming. And I just think that this is going to be really good, really funny. She's obviously turned up for a meeting this morning and realised that the cowboy she was kissing last night is in fact her client. And I think this is going to be a good time. I'm already having a better time with this than I was with Off to the Races. So I'm on page 44. I felt like there was something specific I needed to tell you. Oh, meddling parents. That was it. This is one of the things that I love the most about cowboy romances, is the meddling parents or grandparents. I was having this conversation with Jade yesterday, and it's something that sometimes I do get cowboy romances mixed up with a little bit, like the Silver Pine series and the Chestnut Spring series, and also the Brooke Montgomery series. I can't remember the Sugarland Creek series. They all have a meddling parent or grandparent somewhere that assists, shall we say, meddles with the romance element. Amos is already at it by telling Ada that she likes to stay on site when she's working on big projects, and she was going to stay in a cabin on site. And he's told her that the cabin is flooded. I have a funny feeling that cabin is not flooded, and he's ended up putting her in the main house where Amos and Wes both stay. So, meddling parent. And I just love it. I love it when there is, a parent that's just rooting so hard for a relationship that they can see very quickly and straight off the bat, they can see that these people have chemistry. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to stick my 2 pence in here. And get involved, because this needs to happen. I kind of love it. I don't love it in real life, but I kind of love it in this. So, yeah, that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to this. It's not going to take me too long to get through this at all, but I'm already having a good time. I have added the other 2 to my wish list, but they're on Kindle Unlimited, so there is potential for me to get to those soon, which is exciting. There's a final book support group coming up soon, so maybe I could read them for that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm having a good time with this already. Teddy Hamilton, man. He does things to me. I don't know how to explain it. If his name is on the narration list, I'm reading it. Well, I'm listening to it anyway. he just does all the things, you know? Anyway, I'm going to continue on with this. I just wanted to let you know it's going great. This was a really good decision. And the switch was a really good decision, but also but giving this a chance was also a great decision. And I'm glad that I've made the decision to do that. So I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll check in with you probably when I finished it, because I imagine that I will be able to just sit and listen to the whole of this. I'm hoping before sprints start, but I don't know if I will quite get it finished. I may have 30 or 40 or 50 pages left. We'll see. Hello. We're in my kitchen. I don't just live in my office, I swear. / library. I've come down to make some lunch. It's currently 1:05. And 8 minutes past 1, and I have 12 hours and 27 minutes left on the clock. I have finished Swift and Saddled, and I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. It was so much fun. I think Teddy Hamilton helps with that, but it was so much fun. I really enjoyed Ada and Wes. I really enjoyed the family dynamics in this book, and it is one thing I think that I mentioned before that I truly enjoy in the cowboy romances and the small town romances. I always love the family dynamics, and this is why I enjoy this series when we get these, because you get to come back and revisit the small town and revisit the ranch and revisit these characters and see them in the backgrounds of other people's stories, and you get to see their stories flourish to begin with as well. So again, I'm now at a point where I'm invested in book 4 because I've seen the story flourish in the background. I'm also invested in book 3 actually as well. So sometimes, I think this is the thing, like with this one, Ada is somebody that's come from out of town. So in book 1, I had no investment, I had no attachment to Wes and his story. Whereas going out of book 2 and into book 3 and then book 4, I'm already invested in the characters in book 3 and 4 because they've been in the picture from the beginning. So I do think at some point I may go back and read book 1, done and dusted, because I think I should have enjoyed that more than I did, and I'm not sure the reason why I didn't. So maybe it was a me problem, maybe it was the book, but this got 4.5 stars. I truly loved it. I really enjoyed the dynamic between Ada and Wes. Was it a little bit insta-lovey? Maybe, but I felt the connection immediately, and I just really enjoyed it. And these books are short, so they are going to be a little bit insta-lovey, especially with this situation where Ada's come from out of town. So whereas with books 2 and 3, they've got some backstory and we've seen some of that already. So I really had a great time. I love Amos, the dad, the meddling father, who's meddled immensely already, not just with Wes and Ada, but he's also meddled with some of the other characters and their love stories that we're going to get in the next couple of books. So very excited to continue on with this series. Gave it 4.5 stars. This video is going well so far, apart from off to the races. So I do have 12 hours and 27 minutes left. We're on day 2. We're over partway through day 2, and I'm still not down to my 12 hours. This video is going to take forever, but I am going to go straight into Bourbon and Lies. I will leave a picture of it up here because I don't physically own this one. It is on my Kindle, but the synopsis for this one is long. In Fiasco, Kentucky, there is one rule: never fall for a fox, brother. Any woman who did ended up dead, or so the rumour goes. Townies call it a curse, but I've lived it and I won't survive it again. I'm not a cop anymore, but I've seen enough danger to know that Lainey Young, the beautiful stranger who just showed up in my small town, is running from it. She's lying about where she came from and what she's doing here. I don't want her near my family or the quiet life I've made for myself, but my brothers have other plans. Now she's everywhere, working at my distillery, living in our guest house, calling me cowboy and skinny dipping in my horse trough. Okay, listen, what in the Yellowstone Beth Dutton is going on here? If you know, you know. But it's the way she dishes out attitude from that pretty mouth of hers that has me wanting things I've sworn to myself I'd never want again. I should push her away, forget how her lips taste, and ignore how she makes me want more out of life again. When her past shows up and mingles too closely with mine, her lies begin to unravel. The rules don't matter anymore. I mess up, dig too far, and get too close. Only 2 things have the power to keep her safe now: Bourbon and Lies. I have been told that this isn't as cowboy-esque as the other books that I've been picking up, so I'm intrigued to see what happens with this one, but it does sound more on the romantic suspense side of things, which I'm here for. I now have Beth Dutton in my head as Lainey. So yay for that. I kind of enjoy it when I have a person in my head, to be fair. I had Rip in my head the whole time I read Heartless by Elsie Silver as Cade Easton. So Eaton as Cade Eaton. So there's that, which made the book, you know, a million times more enjoyable, and it's already an enjoyable book. So now I have Beth Dutton. I wonder if he will remind me of Rip, because that would be very enjoyable to have both Rip and Beth in the book. Anyway, we'll see. I'm going to make some lunch. Good morning. It is Wednesday. This video is taking quite the turn. I was really hoping to be done by today, and if not done by today, only have a couple hours left. We've got 7 hours and 33 minutes left on the clock, which is significantly longer than I wanted to have left on the clock today, especially on the basis that I'm now working a half day for my dad. So I'm going to get maybe an hour in of reading now, and then I won't get any reading in until later on this afternoon, in which my mum's dropping the dog off. So that'll probably take a little while because she'll be here for ages. So yeah, it took the turn. I did finish Bourbon and Lies last night though. I went up to bed and I made myself finish that and be done and dusted with it. And then I put a poll on Instagram, my Instagram stories. So I need to check that to see what I'm picking up next, because I wasn't sure, because obviously I was supposed to be reading Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. So Bourbon and Lies by Victoria Wilder. I know who the author is now. I really liked this. This was so good. I really enjoyed the suspense element to it. It was very interesting, and it was something that I'd not come across before. And I really enjoyed it. I liked the characters. It was not very cowboy-esque at all, so it doesn't really fit in with this video, unfortunately. The guy rides a horse around, but they're not on a ranch. There's not necessarily any other animals. It is a whiskey distillery, and it isn't particularly cowboy-esque. It's more small town than cowboy-esque, unfortunately. However, I've read it now, so it doesn't matter. But I really enjoyed this. I'm very excited to continue on with the series. There is already the second one out, and the third one is coming out later on this year. There isn't an audio yet for the second one, so I may pick that up at some point physically, but I really liked it. I loved Lainey. I thought Grant was great as well. And I think what I loved the most about both of these people is that both of them have kind of lost their identity in two different ways. Lainey has ended up in a situation where she's having to run for her life, and she's been put in Fiasco, the town of Fiasco in Kentucky, by an FBI, DEA agent, somebody in the policing world. So she's been put there in an unofficial WITSEC protection type of thing for a reason. So she's completely lost her identity. She has to become like a whole new person. And she takes this very gracefully, and she takes this on board, and, you know, she comes out on top for it massively. And then Grant has a past. He's an ex-policeman, and something happens during his policing days that has completely stripped him of his identity. He is a shell of a human being, a shell of who he used to be, and Lainey turning up on his land has essentially kind of revved him up and brought him back to life a little bit. And his brothers, Ace and also Lincoln, really kind of just accept Lainey into the family because of this reason, and it's just amazing. I'm very excited for book 2, which is Lincoln's books, Single Dad Romance, and then book 3 will, I assume, be Ace's romance. The side character that I loved the most, I did enjoy Grizz, who's the granddad of the boys. Always love when there is a meddling parent or grandparent involved, and there usually is with these small town romances, especially cowboy romances. But I really loved Hadley. I thought she was fantastic. And although I mentioned at the beginning when I was reading the synopsis out to you all that Lainey was giving Beth Dutton from Yellowstone vibes, it's Hadley. Hadley is Beth Dutton, 100%. Lainey had that attitude, but she also had the shyness, and she had the anxiety and PTSD from everything that had happened with the reason why she was in fiasco, whereas Hadley's got this no fucks given attitude, and she just does not give a single shit what anybody thinks about her, and I love her. She's fantastic, and I'm really hoping that she will be featured in one of these books. Book 3, I'm looking at you. I will be severely disappointed if it's not. Severely disappointed, Victoria. Anyway, I've really enjoyed this. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I thought the combination of romance and suspense element was done very, very well. I always love me a good romantic suspense. So I'm glad that I found these books, because I think they will continue to be romantic suspense for reasons. So I'm really, really hyped. I really loved it. And I'm obsessed with these covers. I think they're beautiful and I just adore them. So really enjoyed this one. Definitely was a good pick. So I've since gone to Instagram to pick my next read, because I couldn't decide what I wanted to pick. And I just literally could not decide. So I went to Instagram and my options were Cash and Lost and Lassoed. And I put a little note that I'd already read book 2 in the video, because I wanted people to be aware that I've already read book 2 in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. So, you know, just in case people weren't interested in seeing multiple books from the same series, they could pick Cash as an option by Jessica Peterson. So let's see what the results are. I reckon it's going to be Lost and Lassoed, to be fair. Yeah, okay. So 39 votes for Cash, 17%, compared to 193 votes for Lost and Lassoed. I should have known better, really. I shouldn't have put something up against Lost and Lassoed, but I can't get these books out of my mind since I've read book 2. And I just desperately really want to continue on with the series, because I'm very invested now in book 3 and 4. So I've got 7.5 hours left on the clock. The audiobook for this is 8 hours 47 minutes, but that will actually only take me about 3 hours 49 minutes. So I can get that down to 3.5 hours, which will give me 4 hours left on the audio, which I could potentially read book 4 in. We will have to see. I will really have to put some work in. But let me tell you about the synopsis of this one. Actually, I don't even know if that's a good idea. Yeah, it doesn't matter. She thrives in chaos. He prefers routine. The only thing they have in common, how much they hate each other. This is going to be enemies to lovers, and I'm so excited because we've already seen, I can't remember if we saw any of it in book 1, but we saw so much of it in book 2, which is why I'm so hyped now for books 2 and 3. Sorry, 3 and 4. Teddy Anderson doesn't have a plan. She's never needed one. She's more of a go with the flow type of girl, but for some reason the flow doesn't seem to be going her way this time. Gus Ryder has a lot on his plate. He's always been the dependable one, but when his workload starts to overwhelm him, he has to admit that he can't manage everything on his own. He needs help. His little sister's best friend, the woman he can't stand, is not who he had in mind, but when no one else can step in, Teddy's the only option he's got. Tempers flare, tension builds, and for the first time ever, Gus and Teddy start to see each other in different light. As new feelings start to simmer below the surface, they must decide whether they should act on them. Can they keep things cool, or will both of them get burned? I'm just so excited. I really am, because I've been seeing this one flourishing in book 2 significantly, and then book 4's plot, I've been seeing that flourishing, not too much, but flourishing in book 2, and I think I am going to see it flourish a little bit more maybe in book 3. So again, very excited for book 3. So 4, so I'm gonna get a move on and start making some progress on this for sure, because I want to at least try and get an hour in before I leave for work, and then I can come back and finish it off when I get home later, and then potentially pick up book 4. I would really like to, I don't know whether it's worth me leaving those hours over and leaving book 4. I'm supposed to be doing a cramming vlog straight after this. But obviously now that's being delayed and pushed back the longer this video takes me. So I don't know whether to just leave it at that point and try and fit the 4th one in with the cramming vlog. I already have such a big stack of books though for that video, so I don't know whether it's worth just trying to cram it into this, and it may just get to a point where I have like maybe a half hour of the book left when the 24-hour timer finishes. But I'll see. I will let you know. But I'm going to go and try and get this done.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart starts beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country.
Hello. I would put you on a table somewhere, but I have a floof on my knee. Denver is here with us for the next week or so he'll be in this vlog a little bit, and then he'll be in my cramming vlog at the end of the month. It is 6:41 in the evening, and I have 3 hours and 48 minutes left on the timer. I've just finished, sorry, he moved. Just finished reading Lost and Lassoed. I loved that book. It was so good. Gus and Teddy were so sweet, and I really enjoyed where the book went. There was a little like excerpt from Lila at the end. She was talking about how this one was a love letter to her father, and she wrote a lot of this while she was like next to her dad in hospital. He was in a hospital bed, and it was just very sweet to kind of learn that and read how that had influenced the book. Dude, what is the matter with you? Okay. It was nice to kind of get that insight, but overall I really enjoyed the story. I loved seeing the relationship between Teddy and Emmy, and even in hard times between their friendship, they can still get through it. They're very mature to have conversations and stuff. I loved seeing the honesty. Once Gus and Teddy had stopped jumping down each other's throats, I love to see the honesty between them two, having really good adult honest conversations. I love to see the conversation between Cam and Gus as well, with the co-parenting with Riley. Cam is such an understanding woman, and I just absolutely love her. I love the advice that she was giving Gus and the way that she was there for him as a friend and stuff, and I'm very excited for the next book for many reasons, but Cam being the main one. And yeah, it was just so good. And I loved to see as well, because this story was very much so about two people that dedicate their entire lives to looking after other people. Teddy with her best friend Emmy, and then with their family, and helping Gus out with Riley, and also her dad Hank, because he's quite a bit older now and he needs a lot of help at home. And then Gus with all of his family, especially Emmy. He adores his little sister, and you know, his dad Amos is getting a bit older now, and Gus is going to end up taking over the ranch when Amos eventually passes or gets too old to be able to do anything with it anymore. But helping out with that, helping out in general with Wes and Emmy when their mum left, and just different little things, you know, and obviously Riley as well. So there's about two people basically that spend all of their time looking after other people. They're now in their time of need and need looking after themselves, and it's just so nice to it's such a beautiful relationship to kind of see, and I resonated with quite a lot of it as a person that does, and over the years has spent a lot of time looking after others. It can be hard sometimes because some people just assume that you're doing okay because you're the person that's always doing okay. You're always there for everybody else. There is never a time where anybody's seen you in any other capacity than being okay or being there for somebody else, and they just assume that you're all right all the time. And it's not the case. Sometimes you also need looking after. It was just such a beautiful thing to see, and I resonated with it very heavily. So really enjoyed that one. So yeah, I do have 3 hours and 48 minutes left, and I do have Wild and Wrangled downloaded on my Kindle ready to go. So Andy will be home in the next 45 minutes-ish to an hour. So I'm going to try and get through a decent chunk of this now. I think that the timer will go off before I get this finished, but this may end up bleeding into tomorrow. I really didn't want it to do that. I don't even have tomorrow's video filmed, never mind edited, and I don't think I'm going to get it done either, because I will be going back to work tomorrow for a little bit. So the synopsis for Wild and Wrangled is: she's the one that got away, he's the one that never let go. Single mother Camille. Single mother Camille Ashwood loves a plan, but when her latest backfires, she finds herself abandoned at the altar with nowhere to live. That is, until she discovers her dream house in her hometown is available. There's just one problem: the neighbour. Dusty Tucker has spent nearly all of his adult life running from his feelings for Cam, but since returning home, the girl who was his first everything has become a woman seemingly determined to keep him at arm's length. But despite Cam's best efforts to stay away, she finds herself increasingly drawn to Dusty, and as past wounds open and feelings, both old and new, wreak havoc, Cam and Dusty begin to wonder if their first love was meant to be their last, and this time, will it be forever? I'm so excited about this because we got glimpses into this. Careful, Bear. We got glimpses into this in book 2. And we got a heavy glimpse into it in book 3, especially at the end. So very excited about this one. I'm so excited to read it. I can't believe the turnaround I've had with this series, because I really didn't enjoy Done and Dusted that much. I only gave it 3 stars. I think I'm going to have to go back and reread that one. The covers for this series are stunning as well, and I would like to collect them. I only have book 2, so I would like to collect the rest, but I think I'm going to have to reread Done and Dusted, because I actually really love Emmy and Brooks, so I might have to reread them. Maybe I was just in a mood or something, I don't know. Or maybe I was so heavily in Elsie Silverstan at the time that I just didn't want to like anybody else's cowboy romances, which is dumb. But also the narrator, the female narrator for Lost and Lassoed that I've just listened to is the same female narrator for Bourbon and Lies. So that was fun to figure out. I was like, I recognise this accent. I'm sure it's the same person. Had a quick look at Butcher's it is. So yeah, I'm going to carry on for another 45 minutes or so and get through some of Wild and Wrangled before Andy gets home. So let's do that. Hello. Several days have gone by. We finally finished the timer. I have 20 minutes left of that audiobook for Wild and Wrangled even. So I'm just going to finish that off, and then I will come back to you and wrap this whole video up. But yeah, it's taken a hell of a lot longer than I anticipated it was going to. I got completely overwhelmed with time. My time was not what I thought it was going to be, and it took way too long. But alas, the timer challenge is done. I've got 20 minutes left. I'm going to get this book finished, and I'll check in with you when I'm done. Okay, hello. I am here now to wrap this vlog up. This has been going on for 5 whole days. There's been absolutely no need for it whatsoever. But I'm here to wrap this vlog up so I can finish editing the rest of the video. I am currently 40 minutes into editing. There's 58 minutes on there, and then, you know, the last clip before this one and then this one. So this went well, I think. Outside of the 24-hour side of things, I think it went well as far as the cowboy side of things is concerned. I did end up reading 3 out of 4 books of a series that I didn't anticipate doing, but I just got so hooked up on the series that I just wanted to continue on with it. So I did end up doing that. I hope that wasn't too boring for you. Albeit it seems relevant because Wild and Wrangled has literally just come out. So, you know, it is what it is, as has the first book that we read in this video, Riding the High by Paisley Hope. This got 5 stars. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. And Paisley Hope can do no wrong. I'm so excited to continue on in this series. And I'm also excited to continue on in her motorcycle series as well. If you've enjoyed this and you are in any way, shape or form interested in a dark motorcycle series, dark motorcycle romance, please pick Wolf up because it's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. Quite dark though. Then I was supposed to be picking up Off to the Races, which I have soft DNF to put it back on my shelves. I will come back round to that one when I have a bit more time because I'll probably try to physically read it on my Kindle. But on that basis, then I did pick up Swift and Saddled by Lassoed, which I gave 4.5 stars, which I was pleasantly surprised by because I gave the first one, Done and Dusted, 3 stars. I do think I may come back round to that and reread it at some point, but yeah, I did give this one 4.5 stars and it very much so got me intrigued for books 3 and 4. Then I did read Bourbon and Lies by Victoria Wilder, which I also gave 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this one, not so much cowboy romance, but a small town romance that has a suspense element to it that was very well done and I really enjoyed. Another series that I will continue on with. Book 2 is currently out, but there's no audiobook for it, so again, could be a physical read for me at some point. Love the covers for these. I may purchase copies just for the covers alone. I'm obsessed with them. Then I moved on to Lassoed by Lila Sage, which is book 3 in the series. My favourite one. I gave this one 5 stars. I absolutely loved this one. I thought it was fantastic. I loved Teddy and Gus and I loved their relationship and I just thought it was so well done and I had a very, very, very good time with it. So 5 stars for that one, second 5 star in this video. And then last but by no means least, we had Wild and Wrangled, which only took me an extra 20 minutes outside of the 24-hour period. So I did end up giving this one 4.5 stars. I liked it. I don't think I liked it as much as Swift and Saddled, and I'm a little bit sad about that. It has still got 4.5 stars, but I think on Core Pile it's probably got a just less rating than Swift and Saddled. Yeah, so 8.14 for Wild and Wrangled, and Swift and Saddled got an 8.29. All it was, I think, for me, because I was super invested in Cam and Dusty's relationship from book 2 onwards, from this point onwards, super invested in Dusty and Cam's relationship. I wanted to know more, and it turns out it's like a second chance romance, childhood best friends to lovers, but there was a lot of other stuff that came into it, family politics, things like that, especially on Cam's side of things. And I wasn't expecting all of that, to be perfectly honest. But I think as well, I just don't know what it was about it. I think maybe that for me, it just felt like it took too long to get to the point that it did. And also the falling out that she had with him as well towards the end. There wasn't a third act breakup per se, but there was a little bit of an argument that could have ended in a third act breakup. Just didn't quite get that far. But part of me understands it, but part of me was frustrated by it. I just didn't think there was necessarily any need. But I think maybe it was good to kind of see that although it did result in an argument and some distance between the two of them, that it was good to kind of see it resolved as adults. But yeah, it was good. And I did like the ending as well. Right at the very end, you get a chapter going back to the first couple. And it was really sweet to kind of have that come full circle and just kind of see that and see where it all ended. It was very, very sweet. So yeah, I did enjoy this one, just not as much as the second one. And I gave it 4.5 stars. I did still love Cam and Dusty. Overall, I still really enjoyed it and did give it 4.5 stars and had a good time. I have ordered copies of Lost and Lassoed and Wild and Wrangled. I've ordered them from the Happily Ever After bookstore, which is an indie bookstore. So they should be coming soon, maybe tomorrow. I don't have a copy of Done and Dusted. I did unhaul my copy when I first read it because I didn't really love it. So I did unhaul my copy, but now I've enjoyed the series. I would like copies of them all. So I will end up picking up another copy of Done and Dusted. They just didn't have it on the bookstore at the time when I was ordering. So I kind of left it. I might be able to pick one up in the works or something. So I will probably go back and reread that at some point. So you may see that in a video at some point. But yeah, completed it, mate. So I do only own two of the books, 2 of the 5 that I read as well. I wasn't anticipating reading that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I wasn't anticipating reading 5 books. I was anticipating reading 4, but I've read 5 and I've finished a series. I've read 3 out of 4 books in a series. I've caught up with a series and I have started a series as well. So had a very good time with this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I know it ended up probably a little bit messy because the 24 hours didn't quite fit within the 2 days that I anticipated, or even 2 and a bit days that I anticipated, by bleeding into Wednesday a little bit. But my week kind of just got quite busy and intense, and I've just taken on way too much. I've piled my plate too high and thought that I had way more time than I actually did. So it is what it is. I've completed the challenge. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you wanted to see me do something like this again, let me know if there's like a certain theme you want me to do, or if you want me to do Cowboys again. I can very much so make that happen. I have a couple still on my shelves that I didn't get to. I do have quite a few on Kindle Unlimited that I can get to, or if you've got one to recommend me, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you again to Serious Readers for sponsoring this video. I truly appreciate it. If you did want £150 off and free UK shipping, there is a link in the description box down below, along with my code Steph, to get you that discount and that free shipping. So yeah, thank you again, Serious Readers, for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you for watching it. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.